Indonesia is famous for its wide range of tourist spots. The country boasts countless amazing places to visit, including beaches, volcanoes, temples, and museums. You can explore Mount Rinjani, Kuta Beach, Campuhan Ridge Walk, Sanur Beach, Saraswati Temple, Borobudur Temple, and many other exciting destinations. Of course, Bali is a huge contender here, but I want to show you some places apart from Bali that aren't as spoken about. With so much to do and choose from, I've made a list of the top islands to visit in Indonesia to make it easier for you. Let's get right into it. Sumbawa. Sumbawa, found to the east of Lombok, often gets overlooked by travelers rushing through on long bus rides. But there's more to this island than meets the eye. It's a laid-back place with friendly locals, stunning beaches, great surfing spots, and charming traditional villages. Sumbawa is becoming known for its excellent surfing, minus the crowds you'll encounter in Bali. Getting to the beaches with your surfboard might be a bit challenging unless you hire a car from Sumbawa Bazaar. But once you're there, you'll find plenty of places to stay and all the facilities you need. Some of the best surf breaks can be found at Hu'u, Lakey Beach, and Maluku Beach on the west coast. Ternate Island. If you're heading to Indonesia, make sure to put Ternate Island on your list. It's a tiny yet significant spot, especially as the main center for North Maluku province. In Ternate Town, the energy is palpable. It's the heart of business and markets in the area. But what sets Ternate apart is its history. You'll find relics of the past scattered around, like ancient cannons that tell stories of bygone eras. And there's a mosque near the airport that's been around since the 15th century. Its unique design and serene atmosphere make it a must-visit for anyone exploring the island. Maluku Islands. If you're into history, the Maluku Islands should definitely be on your radar. Once the envy of European powers for their spices, these islands are now a quiet corner of the world. But for adventurers and divers, they're a hidden gem. Imagine a scattering of islands, each like a precious pearl, nestled in the sea north of Timor and east of Sulawesi. That's Maluku for you, and if you venture further south, you'll find even more treasures in the Arafura Sea. Despite being off the beaten path, Maluku has 2 national parks waiting to be explored, and if you're a history buff, you'll be in heaven exploring the remnants of the spice trade era and World War II sites scattered across the islands. But it's the underwater world that steals the show here. The diving is simply sensational, thanks to the diverse marine life and varied underwater landscapes. Sumba. Sumba is a unique island with a mix of landscapes. In the east, you'll find dry grasslands and rocky plateaus, while the west is lush and green with lots of rain. Waingapu, the capital, is famous for its beautiful ikat fabric. If you venture out to Rende and Malolo, you'll come across ancient stone tombs with some really interesting carvings. Along the east coast, there are villages where people weave high-quality fabrics, live in traditional houses, and enjoy quiet beaches. In the west, you'll find Waikabubak, the main town, where houses have thatched roofs that reach up to 15 meters high. It's quite a sight to see. Sumba is getting more popular these days, especially for its peaceful beaches where you can spot wild horses and buffalo. You can explore villages, buy local crafts like ikat fabric, or surf in the clear waters. And when you're done exploring, there are luxury resorts like Nihi Sumba where you can relax and unwind. The Togian Islands. The Togian Islands stretch out like a broken chain in Tomini Bay, covering about 120 kilometers. Their rugged gray cliffs are topped with coconut trees and other lush vegetation. The waters around these islands are perfect for snorkeling and diving, offering a chance to see turtles, sharks, octopuses, and all sorts of colorful fish. The main islands in the Togians are Batu Daka, Togian, and Talata Ko, from west to east. Further east, you'll find Walea Kodi and Walea Bahi. The main villages are Bomba and Wakai on Batu Daka and Katapat on Togian. Wakai is like a central hub where you can catch boats to explore smaller islands around. Komodo Island. Located off the eastern coast of Sumbawa, Komodo National Park is a cluster of dry but stunning Indonesian islands. It's famous for being the only place on Earth where you'll find the Komodo dragon, also known as Ora locally. The main island's south coast boasts impressive volcanoes, while the north is mostly flat and dusty, with rice paddies near the towns. While feeding live goats to the dragons is no longer allowed, visiting the park still feels like stepping into a scene from Jurassic Park. Nusa Lembongan. Nusa Lembongan is a peaceful escape from the busy vibe of Bali, offering a quiet place to relax by the rugged coastline and clear waters. While the beaches may not be super famous for their sand, they still have a wild beauty that's pretty cool. In recent years, more and more people have been coming to Lembongan, especially surfers, snorkelers, divers, and people just looking to explore. If you're thinking of visiting, it's a good idea to stay a bit longer to really soak up the island's vibe. You can check out Crystal Bay for some awesome snorkeling, where you'll see all sorts of cool fish and beautiful underwater scenes. Paddle through the mangrove forests on a kayak tour, guided by locals who know all the best spots to see. And don't miss Dream Beach for a lovely time relaxing in the sun or catching a beautiful sunset. Check out Devil's Tier too. It's a really cool spot with big cliffs and waves crashing against the rocks. And for a real adventure, dive into the ocean to swim with the amazing manta rays. Flores. Flores, an island east of Komodo, has some really cool stuff to offer, especially if you're into nature. If you want, you can get on a wooden boat to get there from Lombok, which takes about 3 days but is totally worth it. What makes Flores stand out is its mix of lush mountains and vibrant volcanic lakes, the island's tall volcanic peaks, reaching up to 2,500 meters, and the rainy seasons that bring tons of water make it different from its dry neighbors. Another unique thing about Flores is that most of the people here are Catholic. One of the most amazing things on Flores is Kelimutu, near Moni in the northeast. This extinct volcano has 3 craters, and each one has a lake with its own special colors that change over time. It's really something you won't forget. And if you're interested in local culture, you should check out the ikat weaving in the eastern part of the island. It's a cool tradition that's still going strong. Labuan Bajo, on the western end of Flores, is another must-see spot. It's famous for its beautiful coral gardens, and it's also the main port for ferries going to and from Sumbawa. So if you're planning to explore more of the area, this is a good place to start. The Mentawai Islands. The Mentawai Islands, covered in lush rainforests, sit about 100 kilometers off the coast of western Sumatra. Here, you'll find a group of people trying hard to hold on to their traditional ways in a world that's rapidly changing. There are more than 40 islands in this chain, but the main ones are Pulau Siberut, Sipora, North Pagi, and South Pagi. Only Pulau Siberut, the biggest island at 110 kilometers long and 50 kilometers wide, is open to tourists, but you need to register with the authorities before visiting. The people here live in communal houses called longhouses, and they rely on farming to get by. Their beliefs are all about living in harmony with the spirits of the natural world. In the early 1900s, Christian missionaries and the colonial government came to the islands and tried to stop the islanders from practicing their traditional religion. Even though many of their customs were banned, some of their beliefs and rituals survived. But even today, the Mentawai people face challenges, especially from the Indonesian government, which wants to bring them into mainstream society. Lombok. Just a short distance east of Bali lies Lombok, a Muslim-majority island known for its vast, untouched landscapes and peaceful beaches. Unlike its Hindu neighbor, Lombok offers wide-open spaces, pristine shorelines, and far less hustle and bustle. Tourist spots here are spread out, and transportation isn't as frequent, which adds to the island's natural, peaceful atmosphere. Up north, the majestic Mount Rinjani dominates the scenery, drawing trekkers who are keen to explore its slopes. I'd recommend setting up base in the nearby villages of Senaru or Sembalun Lawang, which are perfect starting points for exploring Rinjani's beauty. Or you might prefer the cooler climate of Tetebatu and Sapit, surrounded by lush rice paddies. Lombok boasts a coastline dotted with hotels and resorts, offering sandy stretches against the backdrop of turquoise waters. It's part of the Lesser Sunda Islands and has been a favorite destination for surfers, with popular breaks like Kuta and Banco Banco. But there's more to do than just hit the waves. You can trek up the resident volcano Mount Rinjani or visit one of the island's many stunning waterfalls like Tiu Kelep. And getting to Lombok from Bali is a breeze. You can hop on a quick flight or go for a longer ferry ride for a more adventurous journey. I hope that you've found this video interesting and got some inspiration on where to visit the next time you're in Indonesia. If so, I'd really appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this.